Okay, so now we're going to talk about strategies for saving. What are some ways that we know people have had success in saving for college? So the first thing that I want to stress is to start saving as early as possible. Um, it's kind of like retirement in that it doesn't really um, matter as much how much you're saving early is that you do start to save early. So you want to use time to your advantage. You can start with the goal in mind, whether that's however much you want to put away every month or how much you want to have saved. And we have a tool that we can use. I'm going to show you a little bit later on to help you determine what that goal might be. You want to take advantage of unexpected funds. So whether that's tax refunds or whether that's some other sources that you weren't planning on, you can save some or all of that in your U.Fund or U.Plan account. Using automatic transfers is a great way to do this. We know that people who do use automatic transfers tend to save more. It's a story I always tell that I was saving about 9 or 10 months before I even knew I was saving because my wife had set up an automatic transfer for my checking account to go right in, and I wasn't aware of it. You can get the word out to family and friends that they can contribute. This is something that if you're parents, you don't really have to take this on all on your own. Other people can contribute to your child's account. This image that you have here on the right is an image from Fidelity's college gifting page that they've set up for the U.Fund. You can create this page with a picture of your child and the year that they're set to enter college and their birthday and maybe what they want to be when they graduate. And so you can create a link and email this out to people and they can gift money directly in. And then finally, involving your child in the process. If they get money for birthdays, for milestones, teach them to save some of that in their plan. And kids do like to see their sort of balances go up and they like to see how much money they have saved for college. So I mentioned earlier having a goal in mind and a tool that we have to help you with what that goal might be. And this is where we are now. This is MEFA's college planning tool. And this reminds me, I've been talking about questions that I've been getting over the years from families. That a call that I would get would be maybe a dad or a mom of a newborn, and they wanted to have college paid for their newborn child by the time they got to college, and they would want to know how much money that they would need to put away every month in order to make that happen. And that was really tough because I love that they wanted to do it, but that's a really hard question to answer because there's so many things we don't know yet. We don't know where the child will be going to college, number one. We don't know what financial aid they might receive. So this tool can help you with that. So you can create an account as a family, and as part of that account, you put in the child's age, and they would calculate what age or what year the child will be entering college. And then you can look at types of colleges, you can look at specific colleges, and see, based on the tuition increases of these colleges and college types, what might tuition be by the time they enter college. Then you can put in how much money you have saved and how much money you are saving on a regular basis. And you can fool around with the rate of return and say, go 6% to 7%, for example, whatever it may be, and figure out how much money you may have saved by the time you get there. Lastly, if you put in your income, you can get an idea of how much financial aid you might be eligible to receive. So if all goes well, you should have some idea of the cost of college by the time your student is ready to go to college, the financial aid you might receive, how much savings you may have, and then the shortfall. So you can see in this example here, we have a yearly cost of $59,995, $7,073 in gift aid, that's grants and scholarships, that's financial aid that does not have to be repaid. About $32,000 is what that family might have saved based on the calculations, leaving them a shortfall for the year of $20,920. So, by this point then what the picture looks like. If you should be looking at less expensive colleges, if you should start saving more, if you should start looking at outside scholarships to apply for. There's all sorts of things you can do on this tool. This is, I think, the heart of it. But it's a great tool to use to give yourself some idea of where you are on this pathway. Now, another thing I like to mention, and it goes towards our point about using time to your advantage, is compound interest. It's not just what you can afford to put away, but the value that grows on that. And 529s grow with compound interest, meaning interest that accrues on interest. And so what that means is that starting earlier has an outsized impact. Just to give you an idea, this example, Julie starts saving $50 a month in a 529 account when her child is first born, versus Jonathan, who starts saving $100 a month in a 529 account beginning when his child is in second grade. So I'm 7 years later, but I'm doubling up to try to make up for it. Who is going to have more money when their child turns 18? Okay, and of course it's Julie. So you see here, Julie starts saving $50 per month in a 529 when her child is born. She has $21,536, whereas I make it close, but I'm at $19,798. But you can see she actually had to contribute only $10,800 and earned $10,736, so almost just as much. Now, this assumes consistent monthly saving until the child turns 18 and an annual investment return of 7%. So it's that hypothetical scenario. But in that hypothetical scenario, this is how it would shake out. Whereas I had to put in $13,200 of my own money to earn $6,598 and come up with 19,798. So I would never say that it's too late to save. In fact, I tell people to save, when they have seniors in high school, or when they're in college already. I'll tell people to save, because anything you save is something you don't have to borrow. This really does show the impact that starting early can have from parents.